Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is mid-month for the month of January tarot oracle reading. And Capricorn, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Capricorn, we still all have a little bit of Capricorn in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy will show up for you then. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Make sure you take what works for you and leave the rest. This is a collective or general reading. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it now, it's perfectly timed for you. Just make sure, like if it's been posted a little bit time ago, go back to when it was posted, what was going on in your life at that time. It may give you further clarity. All right. I already did shuffle the cards before, but I just wanted to give them a quick cut and shuffle. And we are looking at the underlying energy for this reading is the star. So the star is talking about the energy of being on your path. Each and every one of us comes in with our own unique qualities. Oh, come here. My cat wants to be on my lap here. Come on, you sit nice then. You can come. You can be here. You just got to sit nice. Sorry about that. The energy here is she's dipping into the pool of the universe and adding her own special, unique flavor to it. And then she's pouring that with the other vessel onto the earth. And the energy is talking about bringing your own unique talents and making the world a better place. And not just the world, but the entire universe then. And these represent the Pleiades stars. So this is talking about a universal as well as earth energy. So good for you. You're in your star element. And then we have at the bottom of the deck a communication coming in. This is the internal forces. This represents the bottom part of my spread here. And the internal forces are what you have control over yourself. So you don't have control over what other people do or say, and often you don't have control over some of the events that are happening in the world. You do have control over your reaction or response to it. And this is a Page of Cups, and the pages would work for the kings and queens in the old days, and they would deliver messages and do small errands and tasks within the palace walls. And then if they got older, they were doing a good job, and when they were 21 and they could afford a horse, then they could be possibly put up for knighthood. And that energy is a form of communication. Of course, these days, communication is way faster. It's not on foot anymore, most of it. A person could show up in person, or you could bump into someone, going for a walk. For some reason, that energy is coming up. But what this is saying is there's some form of communication coming in, and that could be like a letter, a phone call, a text, that kind of energy. It could be a social media post, all forms of information we have today. The Page of Cups this is representing a cup of love, and he's very aware that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he has this one in the cup, and that's the one that he's focused on. So let's see, there might be some communication coming in from someone that wants to ask you out on a date, possibly, that kind of energy. And then we have this energy of conviction beyond a doubt. So this card is saying that you've had to stand your ground, or you have to stand your ground right now. This wands represent passion and energy. You have this protecting your heart. And then we have the energy is one shoe on this foot and a boot on the other. So either this person was in such a hurry that they ended up putting the wrong footwear on because they had to rush out, or they have one foot in one world and one foot in the other. This card's been coming up a lot because I think we're moving from 2025 into 2026. And the energy is, when you know what you know. And so this could be this energy of this Page of Cups where I know I want to get that. I want to date this person. I want to get to know this person. I'm totally interested in this person. There's been some form of heartbreak now, whether it is over this energy, this energy. Probably not on this energy. This is talking about, a potentially heartbreaking decision has to be made, or it can be someone broke your heart, in matters of love kind of energy. When you first look at it, it's pretty disturbing because it looks like there's like three big swords in someone's heart. But having said that, when you look closer, you realize, wait a minute, those aren't swords. Those are more like small nails kind of energy. So maybe you can recover from this after all. That's the kind of energy. It can be about forgiveness, this card. So, and quite often in matters of love, it's not unusual for this to come up with the other cards around it as we get into the reading, that there could have been three people involved in a relationship where it was supposed to be just a couple, like some sort of infidelity. And it can be several things, but let's just get into the reading a bit more and maybe we'll find out. So someone feels left out in the cold, and this is your internal forces. So, okay, so, definitely it looks like you had no doubts whatsoever about this person, but they left you out in the cold. And so this energy is talking about, we have someone here who's on crutches, and he's got a bell tied around his neck, which he's forced to wear. In the old days, they would force people to wear that if they had the plague, so that other people could get out of their way. Can you imagine about trying to, have a normal life on any terms, right? The other one's got barefoot in the snow. And this card is with all the snowflakes. This is talking about tactics in my oracle. It's quite a bit about the tactics in life that Edward Snowden brought out, before he moved to Russia. And the energy is just basically the different tactics that the government used to gather information, not just governments, but companies, etc. And then, this energy was talking about all the different tactics that they use. And when you look at it, we all use these tactics. Like they're commonly used in society. So if the people we employ, which are the government, if we don't employ those tactics, then we won't be okay with employing people who use them. So it's up to us as a people to carry ourselves in a strong way, and then expect our government to also carry themselves in a strong way. So like these are common tactics people use to get something from someone else. And so I feel that there has been some of that. There's a lot of snow here, and everybody knows, like, you can handle a flake or two, but when they pile up, it can collapse your house. I'm from Canada. I understand snow. And it can, like, at first it looks so pretty, and oh yay, it's so nice, the first snow of the season. And then, a day later, you're like digging your car out for 4 hours, and, there's road accidents all over the roads, and it's really cold, and you're thinking, I got another, in the prairies, sometimes 4 or 5 months of this. And so we have the Hermit, and the Hermit energy is, okay, I'm going to go to the top of the mountain, and I'm going to be alone. I am going to isolate myself until I can figure out what to do about this situation. And the Hermit goes up to the top of the mountain, prays and meditates. And when he gets enlightenment from the Most High, he comes down from the mountain. His rod is now golden, so that's showing he knows that he has the information now to know, okay, how can I rectify this situation? And we have the Tower coming in. So the Tower is a sudden reality check. Bang! This card has been coming in a lot of the readings. Don't panic. I mean, I'm used to seeing this now, and I feel like a lot of the energy is just talking about this move we're making. 2025 was a 9-year, 2 + 2 + 5. So the energy of the 9-year it's an ending. So we actually ended like a decade of energy in 2025, moving into 2026, and we're still adjusting. We just got here. 2026 is a 10-year, which breaks down to a 1, and that is like all new. Let's do new shift. Let's have new stuff. That's the kind of energy. And that's right up Capricorn's alley, because there's nothing Capricorn loves more than a challenge. Capricorn understands that challenges are possibilities in disguise. They're the most responsible of all the pentacle energies, or the most mature. They're supposed to be the most responsible. That's not true, I guess, with every person. That's a Capricorn, but that's the energy, the underlying energy. And that's the energy we're in right now. We're in the energy of Capricorn. So the energy of Capricorn is also, it's ruled by Saturn. And with Saturn right now is the Sun, Mars, and Venus. So the Sun is shining light on anything that is not on the up and up. The Mars energy, it can be very aggressive. Mars is very aggressive energy. And Venus is about love. And if you have ever heard the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, a lot of this energy is coming out in the readings now. So that's, but the reality check is just having to face the truth that something's happening. So a bolt of lightning has hit this house, and this tower in the castle, and these people are falling out of it, and it's on fire. So they're clearly going to have to decide what they're going to do from this point on. They don't really have, they're going to have to either find a new house to live in. Are they going to stay together? Are they going to separate? That kind of energy. That's the reality check here. And yeah, a big disappointment in love. So the universe is saying, you deserve love, and you deserve to heal from this. And once you do, God is saying, I'll offer you a cup of love when you're ready for it. But if you're in this kind of energy, the last thing you want to do is attract another person to you right now, because you're just going to have, you need to raise your vibration right now and heal from this, so that the next person you attract is also healed, and you can have a really divine partnership. So I feel this is confirming this. There was someone cheated on someone here, and it caused a major disappointment in the relationship. I don't mention it at first if this card comes out, because I want to see whether I need to. But this sometimes could be, how a fish out of water smells after it's been out of water for a while. There's something fishy smelling about this cup of love that you're currently in. And we have that. And if we have a divorce, separation happening, which quite often this can indicate, then this is like you're going to have half the pentacles that you used to, because pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, your lifestyle in the 3D. And a big part of that, of course, is the coin. Now, this is the position where your identity and your self-image, how you feel about yourself. So you know what you know, and you know this happened. I'm getting, now you know. At least now you know. That's the energy that I'm getting from you. And you're protecting your heart right now. And then this is about your self-worth and abundant and how you feel. I'm just getting, you feel heartbroken. And I mean, look at this. This is like, and a heartbreaking decision potentially needs to be made. And perhaps you've decided, like, maybe this person has done this 3 times before. That sometimes means like 3 strikes and you're out kind of energy. And then this is, being left out in the cold. Like, so this is coming up a lot also. Like, in this position, it means the communication from your early life. And so you may have always felt kind of like the odd person in your family, or maybe your parents were separated, you were in foster care or something like that. And so if you don't have really strong role models on how to make a marriage or a partnership successful, quite often you end up making the mistakes that your parents did, because your subconscious mind tells you, hey, that's what you're comfortable with. And then here we have home and family and your emotional foundation. And I feel like on some level that you decided, you know what? I just don't trust my judgment anymore, or whatever. I'm going to pray about it. And I'm going to ask God to send me someone. And God's saying, okay, you're not ready yet. When you're ready, I will. Get ready. And this is creativity, romance, and children. Yeah, so you might have to be really creative right now. You might have children, and you might, this can sometimes mean like there wasn't enough pentacles to keep the house, that kind of energy. Talking about, you know, raising children, and maybe you said, I will never, like maybe your mother was a single mother, or your father was a single father, and they were responsible for doing everything for you. And you were like, when I grow up, I'm going to have a partner. And then now, boom, you're in the same situation. So it's definitely going to have an effect on your daily routines, your habits, and your health. Now, recognize that this could have already happened. In the past 10 years, this could have been going on, and now that's ending. Or it's you just found out about it now, and you know, it's like really raw. So if that's the case, you know, you're not alone. You'll get through this. Let's see what else we can decipher here for you, Capricorn. We have the Knight of Swords coming in. So the Knight of Swords energy is like someone, fools rush in. So maybe when you started this relationship or whatever, it was a very hurried, you know, hey, we got to get together, that kind of energy, very passionate and very quick. And then, you know, after maybe even after 2020, when when everybody kind of got stuck with each other at home more, you realize, you know, we don't have anything in common. And we don't really have anything that we like to do that's not in common. And we're fighting all the time, and there's all this anxiety. And so this could be information coming in that came in, you know, recently, or it could have come in a while ago, or it's about to come in, that, you know, your partner has been with another person, and now how are you going to deal with it? And because the Knights are like you know, how I said that the Page of Cups could come in, and they would deliver messages in the court. Well, the Knight now would be someone over 21, male or female. These are archetypes. And these could be females in their masculine energy. And they're coming in, the Knight is coming in and saying, hey, information from outside the palace here. You know, and again, this could be information by letter, you know, it could be, you know, any form of, it could be papers being served you, that kind of energy for, I want a separation, I want a divorce, that kind of energy. It also, because quite often, like the swords represent people who work for a living that use their words, and like lawyers, etc. So we will see here. We have, that's when the Ace of Cups comes in, when you make that decision. After you make that decision, what am I going to do about this communication coming in? And it's like, okay, once that is done, once you recognize, you know, you gave this person 3 times an opportunity, and they've hurt you 3 times. And, you know, people usually show you who they are the first place, like in the first time. But after 3 strikes, you're out. That's your energy now. And that's when God says, yay, okay, you know you're worthy of more than this for sure. This is your self-value here. You're way more valuable than that. Continue to heal, and you'll see someone will come into your life, and you will have like this divine cup of love. There's a peace dove there. You know, it's an overflowing cup. It never runs out. The love is continuously there. If this isn't about romance, it could be about, for some of you, it could be more of something you love to do or be regarding your business that you consider like your baby, or that kind of energy. But this is really leaning towards more of a romantic relationship when this cup comes in, for sure. And oh, look at, God says, yes, I'm going to send you your soulmate now, because you've done this work. You went up to the mountain. You've started over again, basically. You know, you're healing your heart. And I found someone for you that's just perfect for you. And I'm sending that person to you, that kind of energy. And this can also represent your higher self, communicating with you on a much higher level now because of it. and the masculine and feminine energies within yourself are really balanced. And when that happens, if you can balance your masculine and feminine energy, then you're going to make a really, really good partner. And you're going to attract someone who also has their masculine and feminine qualities under a good balance. That way, you know when to act, and you know when to be intuitive, you know, and you're not rushing in all the time. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is sowing new seeds. This is talking about, you know, you have to learn. Sometimes we have to learn. The Pentacles, of course, they do represent the coin, but they also represent our time, our energy. Who are we going to invest in, and who are we not going to invest in? How much are we going to give the people we invest in, and how much are they going to take, and how much are we going to take from them? How much are we going to pay the people that, you know, work with us? If we're in a partnership, how are we going to split the money, and how are we going to split the tasks that have to be done, you know, within our home, etc. That kind of energy, like learning that really good sense of give and take, and that's what God's saying when this new energy is coming in, and you're going to have more equal balance in your give and take, and it's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. And there's a lot of competition for this person. I feel like sometimes this means, I mean, this could represent the competition down here. Maybe the competition's going to be like, wow, like they can't believe their eyes. Like, how did that happen? There they were, and we thought we had them here, and now look at, they're with this other person. How did that happen? And they look really happy. And this could actually be your ex-partner, or it could represent the person that was in competition with you for them, that kind of energy. It's about immature competition, basically. And then, oh, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So things are changing. So if the, like, you know, this is the energy I'm getting. Hey, if your partner thought like, hey, I caught the prize, like I met this other person and I'm cheating on my partner with them, if that's what this one is representing, hey, they won him. What a, you know, and maybe this competition is learning, hey, if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you. And they're like, huh, I don't know if if this was such a prize, like there you are off with the whole new life on your new destiny. And now they're thinking, what the heck did I do? Kind of energy. That's judgment. There we go. That's the energy I'm picking up. It's kind of like God's judgment is like God has a good sense of humor. And God knows what really happened and understands the underlying dynamics causing people to do, you know, shifty business, etc. And, you know, the perfect karma, justice, or whatever that you want, however you want to put it, that would come in, was that the people that have harmed you in that way have to watch you succeed 100 times better than without them, with someone else that treats them really well. And that's the energy. And it's not like everybody deserves to be treated well, but it's just like karma isn't about punishment. It's about cause and effect of your actions. So yeah, this is really, I mean, it's a mixed bag here, Capricorn. It's not the easiest reading, but it looks like as long as you keep doing what you're doing, and you may have already met this person, because it looks like you're already getting ready to sow seeds, you know, and be in that position. You're definitely not feeling in the cold, left out in the cold anymore. If you're enjoying this reading, give it a like and a comment. That really does empower me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify to see, okay, what else can we find about this situation that might empower you? And the energy, we're going to use my Tales from the Vector, which is my oracle. And this is an oracle I began back in 2007. I'm just tuning these cards into these cards here to see, okay, what else is happening. And in 2020, I finished painting all the paintings for this. I have had it out and about, but not in its entirety. And now I am working with you online because I am getting ready to bring it out, and I'm gathering the information that I need to write up in the booklet before I print it. So here we go. These cards that I'm using have the numbers of the cards as they are in my website, in my gallery. And so in the description box below, I will put them, list them as they appear here. So if you're interested, you can go to my site and you can take a look. talesfromthevector.com. There's a little bit more information there about the oracle too that might interest you. And so we have the Tower here. Yeah. This is saying, this is when sometimes the reality check, a lot of times people, like when it happens, it's like, oh, it's horrible. It's like, this is so horrible. And then we realize, oh, that's the best thing that could have happened to me, you know, down the road. It's usually a good year later sort of energy. But in my oracle card, it does, instead of it, the card isn't called the Tower, it's called divorce. Divorce is about separation from that, you know, that from the people you love, and most of all, the worst divorce. This is difficult enough, but the very worst divorce would be if you're divorced from source. And because you know, God has your back here. God understands what's happened, and when you're ready, if it's not happening already for you, it's on its way. Like I feel like, yeah, you can just feel the energy. It's really nice. These readings today have been so sweet. I really am enjoying them. And then, okay, we have the Hierophant. Yeah, so the Hierophant is talking about whatever situation, this fishy love situation. The Hierophant is justice brought in from the spiritual realm down to earth. So this is talking about being, you know, more of the traditional structure. So it may require a divorce or that kind of energy, and it might require lawyers and all that stuff. But ultimately, this is like God saying that it's best for this to take place, that this is the correct judgment. And then we have, yay, you're going to be a superstar. See, you're in this energy, and in 26, see, and look at this. This is like 10 years ago. So what were you doing, Capricorn, 16 years ago? Who were you with? And are you still with them? That's the energy. Because this is like talking about there's going to be a major shift here. And then this is talking about mother's worry. And this card comes up over and over again lately. It wasn't popping out that much before. And I do feel that on a global, like, remember, this is a collective reading. So on a global sense, a lot of people are very concerned what's happening on the planet right now. And a lot of people refer to the earth as Mother Earth. So that, of course, makes it an energy like that. It also comes up that maybe when you were younger, your parents were divorced and you said, oh, I'm never going to be like that. And then what happens? One day you look in the mirror and you're like, magic mirror on the wall, I've become my mother after all. Oh, that kind of energy. So, you know, children don't come with manuals, but maybe you promised yourself that when you grew up, you weren't going to get divorced, and now that's what's happening. And so it's very heartbreaking for you. And then we have attachment. So this is talking about the energy, the snowflake energy. I was talking about tactics people use to get what others have, thinking, oh, it's way better than what I have. Like, I want that guy. Well, he's married. Oh, well, that kind of energy. And hey, it's kind of an energy that it's not just about between two people like that. It's kind of like the energy that the whole planet really has about regarding partnerships and marriage and how long they last. You know, something like 50% of marriages end in divorce now. So this is like a very collective energy. So it may not be in your case, you know, exactly how you feel, but this is your internal forces and how you feel other people are going to perceive you in this position. And then we have the Aquarius energy coming in. Yes, that's when you go and you're like, I'm going to go up to the mountain. I'm going to isolate. I'm going to figure out, okay, what am I going to do next? I am going to see if that works. If that doesn't work, I will come up with something else after. But I'm not going to sit here and just cry. I got to keep moving here. And then we have degradation. Yeah. So I just feel like when this card comes up, quite often it means that a lot of people knew, and you were the last one to know, kind of energy. And the reason that happens is because you don't want to know, because you love this person, and you really wanted it to work out, and that's the energy. And it's kind of talking about, you're feeling all this shame, but really, does the shame belong to you? If you didn't cheat on your partner, does that, and they did on you, does this, like, you don't need to feel ashamed because you didn't know about it and other people did. It definitely says way more about the people around you, but that's the most challenging part in many ways about it. It's hard enough to separate from the person you love, that you said, okay, I'm going to live with them for the rest of my life. But then to also find out that your friends and family that you really thought you could count on, that you can't, it's like boom, boom. It's a lot of energy coming your way, and it's kind of like this energy here. We're making someone wear a bell, so that no matter where they go, they don't have any options, right? And then this is just confirming that this was, from the heart chakra. And that once you let this go, that you'll be unfettered. You'll be ready to receive a new offer of love that is better suited to you and possibly to your partner as well. Then we have, or your ex-partner now. And then we have the Chariot. So this is saying, yes, this is coming in. The energy's already in the works. You've even like if you don't know it yet, you haven't found out that this has happened yet, it's energetically in the works. And the falling star, her saying is, the difference between falling and failing in love is a matter of I, because you have to learn to love yourself enough to forgive yourself for whatever's happened here. Forgive your partner if you can. That doesn't mean you condone the actions, and it doesn't mean that you want to get back together with them. Forgiveness is so that you can move on. And that's the energy. When you do that healing, then you're ready to move forward. And the Chariot is saying, yes, like it's already spinning. It's all the wheel is already turning for you. Keep going. And then the energy is the Empress. Yeah, it's elevating you to a much higher position. The Empress is all four queens in the minor arcana rolled into one person. And, that energy is talking about having like so many qualities and, being, the perfect partner and having a really good life with someone, being in a more even relationship. And then we have and this is actually talking about your commitment in your marriage and your partnerships. That's the position. And this is about the transformation, secrets and shared resources, secrets coming to light kind of energy. So that is why this was a blessing in disguise. That's why, once you're through it, you'll be saying, wow, I had to really dig deep to do it. But that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm so happy with my partner now. This is someone that you've always wished for, like that has the same kind of attitude that you have, the same values. So this is going to be such a beautiful opportunity for you. And then we have, this is about higher learning. So yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, we learn from our mistakes, and that's the energy. And we have the scales of justice here, and it's talking about knowing, having the discernment of how much of yourself to give and how much of yourself to, who are you giving to, and how much are they taking and how much are you taking, having a really strong balance there. This is temperance is talking about devotion to your journey, to your life's path, to staying within your heart's desires. And now this energy here is saying that your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, everything that was troubling you is now congruent in your heart, and you're following your heart's desires. And so everything is working out. You know, like it's everything that was wrong is right. If you were looking for love in all the wrong places, now you're looking for love in all the right places. And then we have judgment again. So we have it here, and the falling star in my oracle is the same dragon. She's upside down here when she says falling and failing in love is a matter of I. And this is about the heart chakra, like your heart chakra. And then this is the judgment coming from the world. And that is saying, like, as I said before, only God can truly understand what would have driven this situation and the reasons why your partner really cheated on you and that kind of energy. So it's talking about, again, saying, you know, part of the judgment is the people that were involved in this, that caused you to feel like this, they are going to have to face their karma, because not telling you when they knew was like almost worse than doing it. Because they were more in a clear mind. They weren't in it. They were watching, and that's an external force. And so that, you know, they're going to receive their karma as well. Everybody does. That's how that's how we learn sometimes. Sometimes we have to learn. The universe has a different way of teaching than how school is on planet Earth. And then we have dissemination. Dissemination of information is when you were possibly saying to yourself, oh, you had clues, but you just were like, no, I don't want to believe that. So you didn't, you know. And you really, when you start, it's like a lot of times people will say, oh, you know, to motivate someone, hey, you got to believe in yourself. But the thing is, quite often you could have a lot of limiting beliefs about yourself. Like, I'm not lovable enough. No wonder he cheated on me. No wonder she did this, like, you know, like that kind of energy. So this is talking about the information is scrambled. And if enough people around you, and you maybe went to them and said, oh, I think he might be cheating on me, and they looked at you and said, oh no, he would never do that, but they knew he was, like, then that's one more person that you trusted, that you, oh, okay, it must just be my imagination then, that kind of energy. That's cruel. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune again, saying the judgment, you see, talking about that. So when the universe is God's playing field. And so when God wants to educate people through the universe, it's usually through, you know, you can't miss the point, that kind of energy. That's how it's done. Yeah, so I feel really happy for you, Capricorn. You know, like, it's really, you know, just keep healing. And if you haven't met the person yet, I feel like you will. And it's part of your destiny to do so. I hope you have enjoyed this reading and gained something from it. Please do like and comment if you have. And subscribe to the channel if you feel that you resonate with it. It would be my honor if you did so. And I will be back with another reading for you, Capricorn. It will be regarding the new moon coming up. Bye for now, Capricorn.